Welcome to the North Dakota 4-H Dairy Goat Showmanship educational video. This video is designed to assist youth in learning the proper methods and practices to becoming more competitive in the goat showmanship arena. This video is a visual supplement to the North Dakota 4-H Livestock Showmanship Guide, publication GB 092. Remember, goat showmanship is determined from the time that you enter the show ring until the time that you exit the show ring. The first thing that you're going to do is know where you're supposed to go upon entering the ring. Get into line relatively quickly, and at this time make sure that the first thing that you do is set your goat up for the judge to view. This is done by setting the rear feet, then the front feet, and then having the head held up high in impressive carriage. Goats are to be having their feet set by reaching over top of the goat instead of underneath. Another thing to keep in mind is that goat showmanship is traditionally done while standing throughout the whole show. Squatting down might be appropriate if you're a really tall kid. However, younger individuals or shorter individuals should remain standing throughout the show. Judges are looking to see how well your goat responds to your commands. Does it lead on command, or does it resist your hints as to when to move and how fast you're to move? Use a choke chain or a halter to maneuver your goat about the ring. Halters can be used, but because these actually give an advantage to the exhibitor because the goats do respond more appropriately with the halter on. However, when you move to the right side of the goat, remember that you are reaching across, and it takes some getting used to know how to position your hands and your body when reaching across the goat. The other device that is more commonly used is the choke collar. Make sure that that choke collar is placed right behind the jawbones of the goat. This will help in keeping the goat's head held up high. It will help preventing the goat from choking, as if it gets too low on the neck, the goat has a tendency to drop its neck as well as start to cough at times. It's also important to make sure that your goat is well presented. Make sure it's clean of any straw or foreign matter. Also, it needs to be properly clipped. Dairy goats traditionally are clipped from the front shoulder on forward, while leaving the hair on the face and head long. It does take practice to blend in the hair on those from the shoulder into the neck, as well as from the throat into the head. But practice does help as well in getting those goats looking professional. Also, you would do some trimming around the tail of the goat to make it look flatter and cleaner made. Again, goat showmanship is about how much work the kids put into these projects. Having professional fitting jobs should have no advantage during a showmanship contest. The dress of the individual is also important. Make sure that you look professional and ready to exhibit your goat. Make sure that your shirt is clean. It is the appropriate dress, whether it's the green, gray, yellow, or white shirt with the 4-H emblem on. Dark jeans, hard-soled shoes, and belts are preferred. As judges each have their own unique way about judging a show, many of them do ask questions. Questions can relate to, if you were to make your goat more competitive, what would you change about its physical appearance? What are you feeding your goat? How much does a dairy goat produce in pounds of milk per day? How you answer those questions is important. How accurate and how confidently you answer them will add points to your showmanship score. Another thing to keep in mind about goats is that they do have a tendency to resist the exhibitor from time to time. If a goat starts to resist or not walk appropriately, it is acceptable to reach back and grab the switch of the goat to get it to move properly. Once you have the goat moving properly again, make sure that you switch your hands back to the halter or choke chain closest to the goat. Your hands traditionally are going to be palm forward, thumb is going to be pointing away from you, and then when you're switching sides, also remember to switch hands naturally. Be relaxed as you switch from side to side without being too abrupt with it, as well as always move around the front of the goat and never behind the goat. This is the common practice throughout the goat showmanship competition. Each judge has their own way of showing, so it's important that you maybe watch the first class that goes into the show ring, and then everyone else traditionally is going to do the same pattern. Another thing that judges will traditionally do is have the goat's rear view towards the spectators once they're placed. This is just more of a courtesy to the exhibitors so they can see what the judge is doing as far as placing the classes. If asked to move in line, make sure that you're timely. Move your goat forward, and then always keep the goat between you and the judge, and so your turning methods might be different than they are with beef cattle. Make sure the goat's head comes towards you, and you just switch hands and come back to that same hole and go to the new position from the rear of the line. Again, they're looking more at how well you have your goat respond to you as the exhibitor. It is traditionally not desirable to have your goat make any more moves than desired. Remember that this goat showmanship is about character building. We want you to enjoy the goat show and have fun.